Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Crew Talk. Crew Talk is back, starring yours truly, JustJayBe and Brandau, and Real TWC in the building. And we're excited to bring the latest and greatest in wrestling news and analysis and everything about wrestling culture, our hot takes, everything, all the above. Brandau, what you got to say, man?
All I got to say is we are back and we're better than ever. And you have seen nothing yet.
Yup. We have a lot of things going on. We have a lot of plans. We have upcoming segments. We're going to be having more. We're going to be having more guests. We're going to be implementing a lot of things. So just stick with us and enjoy the ride enjoy the ride that we're going to take you on. What did The Rock say that one time? Shut up and enjoy the ride that we're taking you on, right?
Yeah,
Oh my
basically.
God.
And then he disappeared.
Yep. Then unfortunately he disappeared. So let's get to it, Brandau. Royal Rumble just happened, dude. What do you think? Royal Rumble happened in Saudi Arabia. It was 4 matches. You had the men's, the women's, and you had Sami Zayn versus you had Sami Zayn. Why am I going blank? You had Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn, and you had Gunther versus AJ Styles. And it was it was quite the event. What do you think of what do you think about the men's rumble? How do you think about what do you think about that match?
So overall, the whole Rumble itself, I would say it was better than average, but it wasn't like amazing to me personally. If I break it down match by match, Sammy versus Drew was the expected result. Everyone knew Sammy wasn't winning. There's not going to take the belt off of Drew right away.
Yeah.
In his home, I guess his home country to a degree. I don't know, but with Sammy, it's always the underdog trying to fight from behind and trying to win, and it always escapes him. And it's going to keep happening. And maybe they build this up till next year, and he finally wins the belt. But honestly, he's a lovable underdog. Will the fans be with him for the whole year next year and still be in his corner, fighting for him to win and cheering him on? I don't know. Again, it was a good match. It was what it was, and it wasn't anything spectacular. It was just good because of the crowd involvement, him being from Saudi and the crowd being behind him. But other than that, it was what it was, and we knew Drew wasn't losing. So that's all I'll say about that match.
Park right there with Sammy. Let's park right there with Sammy and Drew, because I think you mentioned it. We knew Sammy wasn't going to win, but we know that the thing with Sammy is the chase, which is what we've talked about before. The chase is money with Sami Zayn. We were there live at WrestleMania 39 when he won the tag team titles with Kevin Owens from the Usos when they were in the Bloodline, and the crowd popped. The crowd went absolutely crazy. It went absolutely batshit crazy, and that was because of the buildup of Sammy. That was just pure buildup, and they lose the titles a couple months later and stuff like that, and it's right back to the past couple years of Sammy just kind of chasing. And I think that's just the thing that is involved with Sammy and that we've come to know with Sammy. Sometimes I wonder if it wears thin, but that's just kind of who he is. His whole character is just kind of doing that, just always being the underdog and always persevering. And there's always intrigue with that, especially in the world of pro wrestling, for sure.
Yeah, and if I had to guess, I would imagine he's going to be one of the contestants in the Elimination Chamber this month.
Definitely.
At the end of this month. I also feel like with Sammy, he knows how to pull emotion out of people in the ring and outside the ring. And I think that's why he's such a likable character and person in real life. He's just Sami Zayn. You see him with his kid at events, and you're like, man, he's a good father. He puts up on this great persona. And people always root for the good guy. They always want the really genuine good guy to win. And at one point, he will probably win the title. I hope they do a good storyline going into next year's WrestleMania where it isn't Saudi, so maybe he finally wins it there. I don't know. But if not, it doesn't matter. He has such a following, and he's a huge babyface no matter where he goes and what he does.
Yeah.
Ever since he came back from, I guess, the turn, where did it really start where people start really cheering? I guess, honestly, what made people, I think, start falling in love with him when he was a heel and he was doing all them weird things with Johnny Knoxville, and he was very comedic, and everyone was like, man, he's really taking the ball and running with this. And it's flipped pretty much after that, he became a huge babyface. So
Exactly. When he like that was one of the examples of just being given like some like what was it, like he had like that weird conspiracy gimmick or something like that. And like,
yes,
you know,
yes,
yeah,
and
yeah,
he
yeah.
wore the green, the weird coat, the coat and everything. He was just,
Yep, yep. But he took it and ran with it,
um,
and he made something out of it.
right, and it showed his comedic value of being like this comedic heel. And it's like, I'm telling you, I feel like when people are comedic heels, they become huge baby faces. Same thing happened with like Kevin Owens
Yep,
to a degree.
yep. Time and time again, man. Back
Sure,
in the day, The
yeah,
Rock, Stone Cold. Even though
yeah,
a lot of people may have they a lot there's this kind of view that Stone Cold's old heel turn was a flop, but for those that watched it like we did, there was the moment where it was funny, where he was doing when he first did the what with Kurt Angle, and you know him singing the songs and stuff like that. But like, yeah, that's just an example of like when heels just get comedic, you know, it's the crowd just can't help but love them, you know. And Sami Zayn definitely tapped into that. What can you say about him?
he's a lovable
Now,
underdog, and that's
yeah,
where he's going to be for the rest of his career. I think they ever decide to
I
turn him
just
heel, that'd be interesting to see how that works out. But
yeah, I just want to say that like before we get further, because we have a lot of stuff to talk about today in our relaunch and our show back to the masses. Um, Drew McIntyre, in my opinion, has just been killing it, and I'm happy that he's a champion. Personally, I think he got. I actually am one of those fans that actually thinks he got just the raw end of the deal with COVID happening when he finally got his shot. The crowd was with him; he had all the momentum, and it just kind of got pulled from under him. The rug was pulled from under him. I thought he handled it well, but ever since then, there was a period where he was kind of floundering a little bit. But then when he got into his feud with Punk, it was, you know, he just really began to just really just flourish. Like his mic work got better, his character got better, his trolling got better, and I just think he was one of the more entertaining. He's been one of the more entertaining wrestlers of the past couple years in WWE and the industry in general, if I'm going to be honest. So I was really happy that he became champion, and I'm hoping that he takes the championship into WrestleMania because I think he deserves it, and I think he's put in the work to do it too.
yeah, I believe he will. I don't. I think this is his shining moment to like actually be a reigning champion. And who knows? Maybe he keeps the champion and retains it at Mania. Wouldn't that be
That would be
something?
crazy. I am not
That's
expecting
something
that, but
no
that'd be
one's
crazy.
even thinking about. They're like, oh, Cody's going to win it back,
I'm just assuming
or
Cody's going to win
this,
it
that,
back.
and the other, or
Yep.
whoever wins the Elimination Chamber. I don't know
Yeah.
about that though. I really don't.
We'll see what they do. We'll see what they do.
I
Yeah,
would
man.
love to take Fatu to win the belt at some point, but I don't know if he's ready.
Oh,
But
we're
Drew's
both
been
for
just
Jacob Fatu,
knocking
man.
it
We're
out of the
both.
park.
Hey, yeah, he's been killing it. But I mean, I think we're both fans of what Jacob Fatu's been doing. If they want to put the belt on that dude and he just beats the crap out of people with it, I'm fine. That's fine with me. So, you know, but I really like that Drew's getting his moment.
Yeah, I do want to touch upon Drew later on when we talk about Monday Night Raw, because there is
Okay.
something that happened on Monday Night Raw where I kind of felt like Drew got slighted, but we can talk about that on Monday Night Raw.
All right, we'll get into that later. Since we are talking about matches and not the Rumbles yet, let's talk about the other match. And Brandau, I know that you have something in mind when talking about this this lovable superstar that everyone just loves these days, and that no one has any issues with at all.
That's all.
The Ring General.
I'm a huge fan of Gunther's work. I'm such a huge fan
Gunther
of his
versus
work.
AJ Styles. Gunther versus AJ Styles. Let's talk about it.
Yes. So Gunther did everything right there, where they built it up pretty well, where, you know, he did the fake tap to get to the retirement match and make AJ Styles angry, to the point where he got him to put his career on the line. That whole situation, though, still doesn't make sense to me. We'll get to that in a minute. The match was great. I mean, at one point, I thought maybe AJ was going to pull it off and beat him, but I was like, there's no way. They're strapping a rocket ship to Gunther, and he's taking out Goldberg. He's taking out Cena, and now he's going to take out AJ, and he did. And the match, like I said, was, pardon the pun, phenomenal. But the way it ended with him choking him out without him tapping, he just choked him out, and he woke up and AJ didn't know what happened. He was like,
AJ didn't know what happened.
Like,
yeah,
that was I love that touch. To me, that was a good touch. Fans, hate Gunther for a reason, and it's because he's such a great heel. And I honestly think he doesn't give a shit, and that's the perfect way to be.
Right.
The heat he gets for trolling is amazing. I love it, and his ring work is honestly, if I was gonna build the perfect wrestler with like the physique and the skill set and everything, Gunther would be probably 3 or 4 of his traits would be for my perfect wrestler.
Wow. So if you were going to create a wrestler, the 3 big traits would be all from Gunther, and then the other traits would follow. Wow, that's quite a statement, dude. Because I guess
Gunther
I guess you
is
would want
so
that wrestler to be.
He's so old school.
Mm-hmm. He is an old school wrestler. For fans of old school
Yeah.
wrestling, he is the quintessential old school pure heel. Absolutely, like a dastardly character. Yeah.
What I like most about him is you watch his matches, and lately he's been finishing people out by choking them out, but he doesn't really have a finisher. He's beating people with a clothesline, a massive clothesline, a power bomb,
sleeper.
Yeah. I think he's even jumped off the top rope and done a splash and beat somebody before. So
yep.
The guy, he has so many tools for a guy his size. He moves well, and he's just very well versed in everything he does in the ring.
He's scrappy.
Everything he does and a lot of the stuff makes sense in terms of like in-ring logic, and if the guy's arm's hurt, he's going to keep on working that arm, and he'll work that arm to a point where he'll try to submit you with that arm. That makes sense, So
methodical.
Yeah, I can't say not good things about Gunther as an in-ring performer. As a heel, he's an excellent heel. Where he goes from here after this, I don't know. We can discuss that later maybe and see who his opponent's going to be. I have some theories I will share later. AJ, on the other hand, that whole ending was strange to me. I mean, the guy take his gloves off, doesn't put them down. Then he's like, screw this, puts them back on, does the hand symbols again with his gloves. Crowd goes wild. And I'm like, all right, you got to take him off. He's retired. And then he just walks out of the ring, and I'm like, huh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, is he retiring from wrestling or is he retiring from WWE? I think what happened is, the more I think about it, was he probably told WWE he was retiring from wrestling, but with the intention of, you know what, no, I'm retiring from WWE. Because that's the only reason I think those comments that Triple H made after the show, where he's like, oh, he doesn't have the passion or heart for it anymore. What are you talking about, man? I've seen him his last matches with Nakamura, Punk, and that didn't look like a man that was like ready to hang him up and like had no passion left in him. So something is off in that situation, but who knows?
If AJ Styles
again,
if AJ Styles was on TNA next week, I don't think anybody would be shocked. If AJ Styles, I wouldn't be shocked if AJ Styles showed up at AEW. I'm not quite convinced that he's done. Maybe he's going to take a little break before going back at it, or maybe he is done. But personally, I agree with you, Brandau. I don't think he's done. Doesn't really, based on everything he said, and he was hinting at he kind of wanted to have a whole year similar to John Cena. So, well, I guess stay tuned on that. But for now, thank you, AJ. If you saw MLB put out thank you a phenomenal career on their Instagram, which was pretty cool. We got wrestling is that's why we have this show. Wrestling is life. Oh, that's the just coined a new term. Wrestling is life. Seriously, if you're a fan of wrestling, it's a lifestyle. Wrestling is life.
That's right.
Pro wrestling is life. Like you got like some of the 4 big sports organizations paying homage to pro wrestlers, and I was in the comments for that actually, Brandau, and people were like, "Who's this guy?" and and there were hardcore wrestling fans being like, "Oh, you casual," and I had to step in to one of the comments because no secret about me. I like to be in the comments. I like to talk with people. Sometimes it gets me in trouble. Other times, it's more fun and stuff like that. But I just like to talk with other wrestling fans. So feel free, right? But I had to remind hardcore wrestling fans such as us, right, Sometimes we can get a little more, we can get a little too into it. I said, like, to casuals, to people who may not be into the world of wrestling, AJ Styles, they're not gonna know who AJ Styles is. AJ Styles is great.
No.
Is he influential? Yes. Was he a big star? Yes. Was he game changing in the ring? Yes. Is he one of the best in ring performers of all time? Yes. That doesn't mean he's a Rock, Austin, Cena, Hogan, Andre the Giant, Flair, all the people who you know who transcend pro wrestling and stuff like that. And that's okay. You know what I mean? So, AJ Styles, his place is cemented. He's one of the all-time greats. And if he does hang it up, if he did in fact hang it up, a hell of a career that spanned decades. And shame we never got HBK versus AJ Styles. Me and other crew members would have definitely had to spar off with that, since we have other crewmates that feel that AJ Styles is the in-ring performer GOAT. And, so I can see in the back there, that photo way back, that's HBK from 1996. HBK is my in-ring performer GOAT. So kudos to AJ Styles, and, I hope to see more of him, to be honest with you. So, yeah, kudos to you, AJ. Thanks for everything that you've done and you brought to the industry. We hope that you finish your career on your terms. If you did really retire, we hope it's on your terms. And if you have more to give, we hope that you get to do what you want to do as well.
Yeah, and I'll just add on to that, on his terms. He has a lot of, I forget where the Good Brothers are at, but I think that him finishing his career with them would probably make a lot of sense to him. I could also see him going back to New Japan and finishing his career there as well. It's this way. He's not going to AEW where direct competition with WWE and disrespecting WWE, because I feel like Triple H probably feel a little disrespected by that. I really do believe people like, really, you told me you're retiring and now you're jumping to AEW. But if you went to New Japan, that might make more sense for him. I don't know, but either way, I'm just excited to see if AJ Styles does come back into the ring, and if he shows up in AEW, New Japan, TNA, or all three. Who the hell knows? Maybe he goes this place for 3 months, this place for 3 months, this place for 3 months, and he's like, all right, now
maybe he does.
I had all the matches out of my way, so his time will tell. But thank you, AJ.
Thank you, AJ, for sure. Thanks, man. Now, let's get to the actual Rumble matches. Let's talk about the Women's Rumble. Let's get
yes.
What'd you think about the Women's Rumble, Brandau? And share your thoughts on that.
It was decent. It took off a little slow to me. I mean, you had your entrances in there, and then you had your surprise of Brie Bella in the middle of it. That was a big surprise, and it didn't pop me because it wasn't really shock to me if Nikki Bella was in it. It's like, oh, gee, I wonder if Brie Bella is going to be in it. Sure enough, she was. But I think the most people that showed out on that were the women that were from NXT, honestly.
Yep,
and
all day.
Some of them that we just came up from NXT.
Yep.
One I definitely want to talk about, you can't ignore, was Lash. Lash was absolute monster in the ring. She was throwing people out left and right. Just was so dominant. She eliminated Charlotte. What a great showing for Lash. The other person you also obviously got to talk about is one of the final three, Sol Ruca. Sol Ruca is going to be a star. She just has that it factor. She's got the cool finisher with the Soul Snatcher. That's a great name too. I mean, who doesn't like a Soul Snatcher? Like, so
yeah, great finisher. She was dynamic, man.
If you've never seen the Soul Snatcher, go on YouTube and the Sol Ruca Soul Snatcher. That's a little bit of a tongue twister. But yeah, it's an awesome move. And she's been
killing it in NXT for sure.
I'd have to say, also a person that stood out to me in the beginning that made it pretty entertaining and was impressive was Kiana James. Right now, she's Julia's, I don't know, sidekick, admin. I don't know what the hell she is, honestly.
Sidekick, quasi-manager, sort of something. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they need to break away from that. Kiana is very talented, so I feel like on her own, she'd be fine. And then obviously the winner, Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan finally pulled off the win. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Well, not anymore. She is going to WrestleMania, and she's probably going to challenge Stephanie Valkyrie for the title, most likely.
And if that happens, I think she should win it back. Actually, I think Stephanie Valkyrie has been killing it. Um, but remember, part of the reason she did get that belt was because that Liv Morgan did get injured. So I would not be shocked if actually that's one of those matches. If that match does happen, because it hasn't been confirmed yet, if that match does happen, I will be fine with either outcome. I would probably want Liv Morgan to. I probably lean more Liv Morgan winning that. But if Stephanie retains, I'm fine with it. We know Triple H likes long reigns. But I'm cool with Liv Morgan. I think Liv Morgan has ascended really, really well, and she has gotten so much better in the ring. Her character, we talked about this. Her character, she's just grown more confident into her character. Her seductive, devilish nature and stuff like that. Her mic skills, her look. She's really kind of just grown into her own over the past couple years, and it's been cool to see for sure.
Yeah, I agree, and I think the money though in the Morgan being is probably a inner struggle between her, Raquel, and Roxanne Perez. I feel like I feel like those three, the money's you can make some good matches out of that and tell some good storytelling with Fractures in the Judgment Day, but we'll see.
I wonder if they do.
I'm excited to see where Liv goes and
I wonder if they do a fatal 4-way with Stephanie. They do like a. I wonder if they do end up doing like a fatal 4-way and the three of them are in the match, but there's turmoil, and then Stephanie Valkyrie ends up somehow some way defeating getting out of it because of their they do that stuff sometimes. So we'll see. Yeah. So, but what if she chooses Jade? That SmackDown hasn't happened yet. I don't know. I'm just saying. What if she chooses Jade? She won the Rumble. So what is?
From her, I mean, if you're looking at Liv Morgan, the character, looking at Stephanie Valkyrie or Jade. Jade is
a monster,
like a brick shit house, and she'll put a hurting on you.
She'll rip her apart. Yeah.
I don't know if Jade's going to be the champion at Mania. I honestly could see her losing the belt at
Elimination Chamber,
considering that she's never even defended the title yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Let's mix it up. Honestly, I'd rather see her lose the belt on. I feel like Jade is highly overrated in the ring. I don't even know if she's even overrated
what?
in the ring. I think she's not good in the ring. I'm sorry. She's just not.
She's still I think that in terms of being a powerhouse, she's definitely shown a lot of potential and everything like that. She's definitely shown like with her power moves and stuff like that, and how imposing her figure is and how imposing she is with her character. With the Storm is coming, I think she's had really good moments. But that kind of happens with power wrestlers sometimes. Like,
I get it.
Like,
I just feel like
I wouldn't say she's overrated.
Why she's not defending that. I would say, I would, but I would say also that the reason why she's not defending the title is because they're hiding her because they're afraid of her deficiencies.
You think they're hiding her?
100%.
100%. Whoa, really?
And plus, she's already injured a couple people. You realize she's injured Michin and B-Fab. That's why they're not wrestling, and that's why they're winning the Rumble. They've been injured because of their
shout out to B-Fab.
Kind of like the same. Yeah, same with the same. The same reputation Nia Jax has, injuring people. I don't know. I just still like Jade. I think they jumped the gun on putting the belt on her, but they kind of painted themselves in that corner where what else were they going to do?
Well, with all that, I will say, with all that hype, they did have a lot of hype for her and stuff like that, bringing her in, especially from AEW and everything. They really hyped the holy hell out of her. I don't know. I think she's done a great job. But I will say it is interesting she has not defended the title in 80 days. I think she actually just put up a social media post about it, commenting on it, being like, I have to check it out. I'm going off the top of my head right now, but it was like, so what? That she hasn't defended it in 80 days.
Come on, man. That's I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm over it. Anyway,
that's quite a take.
Let's get back to Liv Morgan because I feel like I know. Let's get back to Liv Morgan though and talk about Liv Morgan. I remember before she got injured and was kind of directionless, and I'm like, what is Liv Morgan? Then she came
Yeah,
back from the
yeah.
injury from Rhea and totally just flipped a switch, became this great heel, and people actually fell in love with her because of how good of a heel she was in terms of being more seductive and taking everything from Rhea. Like first it was Dom, then it was her title, and then you know, and now I feel like she is probably one of the faces of the women's division, and it will be for years. Um, when you talk about the top 3 or 4 women wrestlers in WWE right now, you say Rhea Ripley, but who's the next one? Liv Morgan. I don't see
Yeah,
anybody
probably
else
Liv Morgan.
saying anything else. I mean, yeah, Charlotte's still there, but
Oh,
you don't hear
wait,
really
wait. You
people
mean in
saying
terms of
like
like
Alexa
stars, or do
Bliss
you
as
mean
much anymore.
do you mean stars, or do you mean
Yes,
like okay, stars? Okay, because I'm taking EO over in terms of just like in ring talent
mm-hmm.
over most people right now. But if you mean like
No, I'm talking about
yeah.
stardom, like
Liv Morgan.
Liv
No, yeah,
Morgan,
you're right. You're right. I agree. Liv Morgan's definitely
Liv
second.
Morgan, Rhea Ripley,
Yep.
Becky Lynch. Becky
Yep.
Lynch is huge, and she's
Yeah.
been amazing too.
Charlotte Flair.
I don't think I would say Charlotte Flair, but not like if you look at her in pop culture, not really, not really. She's Charlotte Flair, but like pop culture wise, you don't hear like pop culture talk about her a lot.
Yeah,
Liv
you're right.
Morgan,
You're
you
right.
do hell of a lot. Rhea
Liv
Ripley, you
Morgan
do,
more. Shout
and
outs
and
since we're talking shout out
Becky
to
Lynch.
Becky Lynch. She's not active right now because she's injured, but shout out to Bianca Belair. She had a TV show and she was rising up pretty
Yeah,
quickly before her injury. So she had the show with Montez Ford. My wife and I were watching it. It's pretty good.
yeah.
Came out
She was getting there, and then the injury
that
happened,
injury,
and I'm like,
man. Injury really.
we'll
Which
see what
I hope.
happens. But
Yeah, we'll see what
if
happens.
she
I
comes
hope she
back,
comes back.
if Liv isn't going to fight Jade and Jade's going to have defend the title, that's who I want to see her defend the title against was Bianca.
Yeah.
But then again, they're really muddied up with Jordan Grace and pushing her all of a sudden and her getting in Jade's face. So maybe it's
Yeah.
going to be Jordan Grace this time instead.
Shout out to Jordan
I don't
Grace.
know.
She's
We'll
been
see.
killing it. Jordan Grace has been
She
has been
has.
killing it for a bit. So that's really cool to see her ascend
Absolutely.
on the roster. She's been putting in work. Anyone that's been following her over the years, she has been putting in work in TNA, and then going to NXT, and then coming to coming to the main roster, and just following her journey online. She's just been killing. We've all known about her for a while. It's just really cool to see her get this far, and I wouldn't mind her getting a big run. So
Yeah,
sounds good
it's
to me.
funny because I feel like when she first debuted, the fans were kind of lukewarm on her, and I don't know if it was just because they just couldn't identify. Ever since she's ratcheted it up and started going after Jade, you could see people are getting behind her now and are starting to really like, all right, we want Jordan Grace. We like Jordan Grace. So hopefully that continues and her momentum keeps going up from here.
Yeah.
So that was basically the Women's Royal Rumble. I feel like, I don't know where they're going with Charlotte and Alexa. Did Charlotte eliminate her?
They keep
I think it was
teasing
like,
that they're gonna break up, and then they don't. Then they're just like, "Hey, we're best friends."
Yeah, we'll see where that goes. I feel like there's going to be a match at Mania between them two. I don't see how you don't do it, but we'll see. Maybe it's one of them like Alexa turns on Charlotte, and this is how you get Charlotte to be. I think that might backfire because people like Alexa, so I don't know. And where does Tiffy time go from here? I mean, she was in the final 3 and she lost. She came up short. They have so many great women's wrestlers in the division. It's very hard to get them all on the show and get them in meaningful feuds. So we'll see.
Yeah. I just want to pause for a second and just talk about your favorite, your GOAT, Charlotte Flair. Last year, remember, I was saying me and other crew members and other people we talk about wrestling with and everything like that, in our little chat and our discourse and everything. I'm happy that they took Charlotte Flair away from the world title because people were getting sick of it. Notice how when they brought her back a little bit, just a little bit, they brought her back into she doesn't get booed nearly as much. I think she's actually been cheered most of the time, to be honest with you. She's in an engaging storyline, and now I was going to do a little twist here. Now, after this storyline's done, if they want to bring her back, I'm cool with it. All I was saying was, does she have to be involved every single freaking time? And I think that the fact that they brought her back and had her go more into like a mid-card role, but it was still a prominent mid-card role that made the audience like kind of like not feel that she was being shoved down everyone's throats. You know, and that is a catch-22 with being a Flair, as she said in WWE Unreal. You know, and all that stuff like that. There is extra baggage in terms of that lane that she does, deal with and whatnot. But we know she eventually is going to go back into the main event because she's that damn good. But for now, I've liked that she's been in this storyline with Alexa Bliss, and I've been enjoying it. And it's gonna when she gets right back to the title scene, and I'm gonna probably be annoyed again a couple years from now. Or later on this year, I'll just remember that she, that happened where she was really enjoyable with Alexa Bliss in that tag team. So,
all right, I will say this about Charlotte Flair. She can thank Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is the one who got her to be cheered. Everyone loves Alexa. Oh, they're gonna tag her with Alexa. We love Alexa. Oh, we love Charlotte Flair now too. And all the stuff they're doing now, where they're frenemies and all that stuff, people are eating it up. So they got to be careful if they're going to split them up. I feel like Charlotte could easily go back to getting booed just like that. So if they want that to happen, great.
Yeah.
And another thing too.
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair, having Lash eliminated her, did so much for Lash more than probably anybody else in that ring could have done for Lash Legend.
Yep.
Lash eliminated Charlotte's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
So,
yep. Lash is coming. Lash Legend's coming.
Yes.
Dude, I just want to talk about Lash for a second. I saw her with Trick Williams at Wale Mania when it was in Philly, and it was, dude, they're those two very like tall, big people. She's like they're very I'm just saying she's like very like her. It's believable to see her dominate in the ring.
You want to print money in the future?
Right?
How about Lash and Trick versus Bianca and Montez in a feud?
Yup. All day. That'd be awesome. I'd love to see that. Man.
Yeah.
Print money. I love it. Printing money.
Interesting.
Yeah, if they did that right, for sure. That's Brandau, you just gave material to Triple H and the writers, man.
I know.
Everybody.
Well, I mean,
if you're seeing this, thank Brandau. Thank Brandau for giving y'all some material, because that was good.
Absolutely.
Oh man. Want to talk about the men's? Anything else on that? Yeah, let's talk about the men's.
Yeah, there's nothing else to talk about the women's. We talked about everything we could there. There's one thing I do want to touch upon, and that is
what's up?
The Maxine Natty feud. How Natty eliminates Maxine and eliminates Becky, and they didn't even make a big deal of Natty eliminating Becky. That should have been a much bigger deal.
Yeah, it was kind of like an afterthought.
That.
This Rumble has some interesting things. Yeah, it was weird.
Right. And we can touch about that more in the men when we talk about elimination. So, all right, let's jump into the men's. I guess we got to start with how it started, with Braun coming out Oba coming out one, and it's like, oh crap, Oba's number one. This is amazing. They're going to really give this guy a push, because usually guys, they bring out one that big of a deal and give them their own spotlight. Usually they do well in the Rumble, and he definitely did well. And then Braun Breaker comes out. You're like, oh crap, these two guys are going to go at it. Nope, sorry, we're taking that away from you. That
was surprising. I did not expect that to happen. I did not expect Braun Breaker to be. I honestly expected that he was gonna. He was a favorite to win. Actually, probably he's probably one of the favorites to win.
he was my pick.
Yeah.
He was my pick.
We know you're a Braun Breaker guy. You're a Braun Breaker guy, man. You're really big. You've been really big on him for the past couple years.
I am seeing a lot of pushback on the IWC about him now a little bit. Oh, he's really he's nothing special. Blah blah blah. I'm like, guys, just calm down. Just let the story play out for the next couple of years, and you'll probably change your tune on that. But he's definitely showed flashes. Yeah. So, who took him out? That's the question. Who attacked him? It was made to look like Seth Rollins. We know it's not Seth Rollins. There's theories. There's theories that it could be, but that doesn't match.
Yeah.
There is also people saying it's Adam Pearce, which would make sense because he did warn him he was going to pay the consequences, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where you go from there and how that works out. But that actually makes sense. Or another theory I've heard of is Logan Paul. I think Logan Paul makes a lot of sense because he was at the end of the Rumble. He was on the final four. Well, if he was going to win the Rumble, he had to get Braun Breaker out of the way because he knew he was
That's true.
be able to beat Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
What better way to just sneakily underhanded get him out of the Rumble? And then, of course, I'm hearing Grayson Waller. I'm hearing that more and more. And I'm trying to think, like, how does that make sense? And I still can't figure it out. Yes, there used to be an A-Town down, him in theory. So are him in theory working undercover to dethrone the Vision and Seth put him up to it? That would be a hell of a storyline.
That's what I was going to ask. Is Seth Rollins like behind these people? Is he going to be revealed to be like a mastermind behind the scenes while he's recuperating to take back the stable that he started? You know,
right. So we'll talk about that a little bit more when we get to the Raw side. So let's continue with the Rumble. Oba goes on and just absolutely dominates the first 5 people, throws them out of the ring like trash, looking strong. And then the ring fills up a little bit.
Oba Femi was in. He has a man. Let's park and talk about Oba. Like, you know, you watch out of all the crew members. You watch NXT. Have watched NXT the most over the years. Oba was wrecking shop over NXT. And I just over the years have noticed that like there's been a lot of hype about Oba, and I made sure to tune in. And you know, I think I can, in terms of being a monster and in terms of having like, you know, a uniqueness about him. I think they should go all in, to be honest with you. I love his walk. I can see how it can bother some people, but I think his war walk is amazing. I love it.
People are already loving it.
I love doing it. I love doing the walk. It's great. I love it. He needs to keep it. I think that separates him. It's just like I'm going in the ring and I'm gonna excuse my language, I'm gonna fuck people up. I'm gonna destroy people and just mess people up. So it's just crazy.
I watched him in NXT. I will say when he first started, I was like, "Oh, this guy is really, really needs some work." And within a year, he like completely just grabbed onto everything and just really absorbed what he was being shown. You could tell, and took the ball around with it and was killing it in the middle. After like 6 months, I'm like, "Oh wow, he's learned a lot. He looks so much different than he did 6 months ago." Yeah, he was great. And I'm like, yeah, this guy's not going to last too much longer in NXT. He's coming up to the main roster sooner rather than later. I was surprised, though, that they had Ricky Starks beat him and take the belt off him. And I'm like, oh, then he's coming up. And then he came back and then he won the belt again. I'm like, wait, what the hell are they doing here? I think maybe they were thinking about bringing him up and they second-guessed themselves, said, you know what, let's keep him back down there. And I don't know if I would ever taken the belt off him that way. I would just had him run through everybody. I guess they're just trying to give Ricky Starks this big rub as a champ and everything. But
yeah, maybe they wanted to just kind of break it up a bit and then just But sometimes they do that.
He's so dominant. And then him getting that showcase at main event against Cody Rhodes of all people, and just looking like absolutely belonged in there. And that's the thing. If you look like you belong, then you're gonna, when your time comes, you're gonna shine. And exactly what he did in the Rumble. So the ring filled up a little bit after that, and then I'm trying to remember who it was. It was Damian Priest, right? That came out, and then they got face to face. I was like, oh, someone that actually can match his size. And then they fall for a little bit, and then the ring really filled up with a bunch of other superstars.
And then Brock Lesnar, man.
Don't forget about Brock. Wait, yeah, we'll get to Brock in a minute, but we also got to talk about things happening after that. I believe El Grande came out after that, the first one.
Chad. America, El Grande Americano.
Yeah, it was. I don't know how people feel about it. I think it's great. It's entertaining. It's a little bit of levity into a show. They're great comedic acts, but and then the old El Grande came back, which is AKA, we know who it is, Chad Gable.
Yeah, Chad Gable. I was like, Chad Gable's back.
They had that face off, and people popped for it. They loved it. I loved it too. I was like, oh, there he is. I'm like, yes, he's back. They were fun to watch run around the ring, and obviously they're building to a Mania match with them. I'm imagining it's going to be loser loses his mask, and then that's when we're going to see the person get unmasked.
Finally,
I think that's where they're going with that, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
that's going to be a hell of a match because both of those guys can wrestle. They're both great technicians in the ring, so I'm excited for that. And then their elimination was interesting too. I believe, was it Obafemi that threw them out? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think so.
It was either Oba or Brock. I can't remember which one, but they got like he was holding on, and then he just got flung over on. Like I think Chad Gable got like flung on it to him like a missile like that. And he hit him, and damn, I think it was Oba or Brock. I can't remember. But anyway, they got eliminated. But before they got eliminated, the ring was still full of people. Then we had a debut, and it was a pretty big debut. Powerhouse Hobbs. People are like, "Oh my god!" And then all of a sudden, the letters changed, and it was Royce Keys.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty cool. And actually, JB, I didn't get to talk to him when I was there, but you and the other crew members did get to talk to him a little bit. WrestleMania weekend last year in Vegas during the Bully Ray party.
Story time, yeah. For last year, the crew we were at WrestleMania with some other dear friends and everything like that, dear wrestling friends and friends in general, and it was wild. Brandau got tickets to Busted Open's rooftop party, and it was wild. And
Rooftop Rocker, Bully Ray's Rooftop Rocker.
Yeah, Bully Ray's rooftop. It was insane. It was it was my favorite night of the trip. It was crazy. That was just an amazing night. Just partying with other wrestlers that we've seen all our lives growing up. It was crazy. But yeah, while we were there, we saw we met and ran into Powerhouse Hobbs, and he was really nice and talked with us, and he talked about his career journey. And we were able to take some photos with him and everything like that, and he was really cool, and you know, definitely after talking with him and just after watching him in general, someone you just want to root for to succeed. And it was really cool seeing him you know, get into the, you know, go from AEW and start a new journey in WWE. So it was cool. Brandau, I have a photo where you definitely were maybe we were all drunk, I forget, but you definitely were in the background.
I was hammered that night, okay?
Yeah, we were all, it was
walking
a fun
around
night.
pulling Jack Daniels down people's throats all night.
Crazy. Yeah.
But so yeah, what was cool about the debut, in my opinion, is, and this would have never happened in the Vince era, they let his old name show up, and then like so everyone knew who he was, and then it changed to Royce Keys. I thought that was cool. And
yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
And on the name, I'm like, the guy picked the name out because it's after his mom and his daughter, or son and his daughter, his mother, right? Keys is his mother's maiden name, and I think Royce is his son's name.
Check.
So you're gonna shit on that, then you're an asshole. But again, people probably didn't know that until they saw it. They probably thought it was some generic name WWE came up with. A lot of times people don't realize that when these names get changed.
Yeah, you're right.
The wrestlers have input in these.
Royce is the name of his youngest son, and Keys is the name of his late mother. So it's a tribute to his family. That's awesome.
Yeah. So after everyone hears that, they should probably be quiet about it and just embrace the name Royce Keys, because that's what you're gonna get from now on. And he looked impressive. He looked great next to all the powerhouse wrestlers like Obafemi, Brock, Damian Priest. Who else was in that ring? There was a lot of big men in that match, and he fit. AEW dropped the ball on him completely. They should have made him a champion at some point, and he didn't. I think the belt he had was with Samoa and Hook, and they were the trios champions. But that's as far as it went for him. He might have won a TNT title briefly. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think he
could have
did
pushed him
briefly, or one of the many titles that they have. But I think he won the TNT title.
Right, so he was impressive. And then we had some other surprises. We had La Parka come out, and that was
I cannot believe La Parka came out, man. That's crazy. Was
They
that
had
actually the
LaParca.
real? Was that actually the real LaParca? Like it wasn't like a
I think
troll.
so.
That was actually LaParca. That's crazy.
Also, they had Mr. Iguana, which
Oh
he's
yeah, Iguana
entertaining.
Man.
Mr. Iguana is entertaining. I mean, it was a perfect spot for
Mr.
the
Iguana.
Rumble.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
who was it that chokeslammed him? He chokeslammed him and Liz. He grabbed both and chokeslammed them. I forget. That was kind of funny.
Oh my god, man.
It might have been Hobbs actually that chokeslammed them both. I can't remember. Um, there was so much going on that Rumble.
It was there was so much going on. You finally had Brock Lesnar show
you were
up.
going to say who it was?
No. I
Brock
was just gonna say
up,
like, yeah, Brock shows up, and back to Oba. They were, they kept teasing Oba versus Brock repeatedly, and then like, then the whole Jey Uso fiasco happens, and Roman Reigns and Jey Uso in the ring. Oh wait, was it before Roman Reigns came in? I forget, but the bottom line is Brock. Yeah, Jey Uso came in, and then Brock Lesnar like got eliminated while the concert was the entrance concert was going on, and it was just kind of like, really,
So Brock comes in, wrecks shop like he always does. Throws a bunch of people out. Him and Oba are finally face to face.
Yeah.
Then they go their separate ways for a little bit. Then they come back and he eliminates Oba, throws out Oba. So, and then Brock gets eliminated. Jey Uso comes out. He's in a ring and he's running it back, or I don't know what the hell's going on. And all of a sudden, Brock gets thrown out by Cody and Sammy, I think it was. Who eliminated? Oh no, LA Knight. It was Cody and LA Knight eliminated him. And it was like they didn't make a big deal of it. And I think when they don't make a big deal of it, they just want you to forget about it for whatever reason. It's like, okay, that they don't want to make that a point of the story for whatever reason. So, but I'm thinking, why is Jey Uso coming in and try to run it back in the middle of a Rumble? We've seen this too many times. It's over. It's out. It's played out. We're done with it. I'm sorry, Jey Uso.
Oh, how the tables have turned! Last year we were both defending Jay, like, and now you're like kind of just over it.
But when you do too much of a good thing, it just becomes so monotonous and annoying. I'm over it. Like running it back, and that was a bad spot for it. I'm sorry, it was terrible. And I love the fact he tried to run it back at Roman, and Roman basically like slapped
punched him in the face. Yeah.
He said, "He's like," you know what's funny? I like about Roman, the facial expression he makes when like he's disgusted. He makes that like that look like
yeah.
He did it to Punk too at Raw. That was rightfully served there. And then we had a bunch of other shenanigans. Logan Paul looked good in the match as well. And we were wondering who.
What's your favorite moment? What's your favorite moment from the men's Rumble?
Ooh. That's from the men's Rumble. That's tough.
Honestly, man. I think when Roman slapped the shit out of Jay when he wanted to run it back, I thought that was funny. I actually just like kind of bursted out laughing when that happened. Seeing Oba in their wrecking shop and Brock wrecking shop and them teasing that was cool. I actually like that.
For me.
I'm sorry, say it again.
That was what it was for me when they were kind of like standing face to face and they were like,
and the crowd was all about it. The crowd was all about it. It was cool. It was two monsters just ready to collide. I'd
be also remiss to not talk trick Trick and Evans as well. Like Evans is going to be.
Oh my God, Trick Williams and what the hell's wrong with them? Wait. Trick Williams and Javon Evans. Yeah, they were insane. They stole the stage. They helped to steal the show. Wait. Pause. Trick Williams is going to if Triple H, if WWE, if you don't fuck this up, Trick Williams he's got it. He's gonna be a monster star. He checks everything off. He has the look. He can get a little bit better in some areas, but you can see it. He's got the swag. He's got the confidence. He's lemon pepper steppers. Like he's got the coat. He's like a mix to me of like The Rock and Booker T. Like you can't miss with that. Like it's just like he's his own. I am so excited for what Trick Williams is going to bring to the main roster because he's already being shown to be like a pretty big deal. So far so good. I just hope that the momentum keeps going with him because He's awesome. I think, and the crowd when he comes out, whoop that trick. Everyone loves the theme song.
Yeah, I mean,
he just backs it up, man. I mean, you've seen it. You saw him on NXT for years, especially when he was with Mello and everything like that.
So Trick started as Carmelo's lackey, and then Carmelo, won the belt, and then Carmelo lost the belt, and then I think Trick was it was time for Trick to shine, and then that's when Carmelo turned heel on him, and then then when Carmelo left, then Trick became a heel again, and if I was a betting man, I'm gonna say there's a very good chance that we get Mello versus Trick at Mania for the U.S. title. I think that's the way to go, honestly. I feel like they have great chemistry in the ring, and
that'd be a good match.
The story rates itself. I mean, that's what I would do. I couldn't believe Carmelo wasn't even in the Royal Rumble, by the way. But
yeah, it's a little that's a little
honestly,
weird.
I would have rather had him than La Parka or Mr. Iguana.
Yeah,
that's just my preference. But
and they could have included Finn Balor too, but that's another,
was pretty. Yeah, there's another guy that's very impressive. He didn't have a great show in the Rumble, but he comes out and there's just he just means all business, and that's Dragunov. I've loved watching him in the ring. He is so entertaining. Just watching him wrestle and hit people.
What'd you think about, dude? What'd you think about Brock Lesnar no selling his chops though?
That's Brock. It's fine. I don't care.
You thought it was fine?
Brock can get away with that.
All right.
Brock, Oba, those big, they can get away with that shit. Like, they're fine. I mean, I have no problem with that. I mean, and I think Brock's the one that eliminated Dragunov. So, but Dragunov had a pretty big elimination. I forget who he eliminated, but I mean, again, that was the Rumble in a nutshell. And then we got to the final.
We gotta talk about Javon Evans and Randy Orton and everything like that. That was really cool.
Wait, hold on. There was something I do want to rewind back.
Evans, shout out to Evans, man. He's gonna one of our I think we all talked about and we're gonna talk more about these topics as we get into further episodes and get into further discourse about who we project could be, rise to stardom and be a main player on the roster. But we all were saying in a talk like who we think is next up and who from NXT has a chance to really, make a mark. And shout out to Reef, our goat of Real TWC. He was saying that Javon Evans, he thinks that Javon Evans could become similar to like just he just has to see the sky's the limit for him because he's just doing things in the air that really haven't been seen before like that in the squared circle. So it was really cool to see him go crazy in the Rumble and really do his thing.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the sky's the limit for him as long as he can stay healthy. I mean, I feel like some of these high flyers are prone to get injured more. It's a shame because they take a lot of risk. I mean, so you only have so many punches on your bump car before you're out of punches, and then next thing you know you're a broken person. So
that's true.
Evans is fun to watch, man. There was one spot that was just made me go, holy shit. And that was, I believe it was Evans and Jacob Fatu. He threw up in the air, caught him, and did the Samoan drop. Dude, Evans was like, no shit, like 10 to 15 feet in the air. And he caught him perfectly and landed that. I was like,
I know, man. That's
if you watch it, your jaw drop. You're like, wow, that was fucking crazy seeing that.
Man, that's the thing with Evans, man. He's going to be able to do a lot of crazy high spots like that because he's bouncy.
That was cool to see. Actually, that was my favorite spot of the Rumble. There you go. I knew it was going to come to me. That was it.
I actually also
because it's pretty crazy.
For sure. I actually also liked Drew McIntyre eliminating Cody Rhodes because I thought that was a pretty.
I love that too.
I thought that was pretty cool because Cody, for all intents and purposes, has been the face of the company the past couple years. Everything's just gone through Cody, and you would think that a part of me was like, could they really have Cody like win his third Rumble here, like, and just kind of could Triple H kind of like double down on, you know, or triple down on, if you will, on Cody and stuff like that. And I actually was like, you know, I thought Cody was going to make it to the Did he make it to the final? I don't think he made it to the final four. I have to think about it, and I don't think he did.
No. Who?
No, I'm saying I thought I thought Cody. Yeah, he did not. I thought Cody going into the Rumble. I was like, oh, Cody will definitely be in the final four.
Yeah.
And I thought he was definitely going to do that. And Drew McIntyre said, "Fuck that, that's not happening." And I thought that was pretty cool. I thought it was intriguing, and you know, yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in terms of how that grows. But that was cool to see that storyline continue to progress between Cody and Drew McIntyre, and you know, there's also going to be a little bit with Jacob Fatu there too. So, hint, hint, wink, wink. Hopefully, we'll see how that flourishes as well.
We'll see what happens. And then when we were waiting for 30, we were like, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Everyone's like, oh my God, maybe it's going to be Jericho, or maybe it's going to be returning. I don't know who else we were waiting on, but when Gunther came out, I thought that was perfect actually. Yep. I thought Gunther was going to win when he came out. I'm like, shit, they're really strapping the rock in this, man. Yeah, I even said it in our group chat. I'm like, Gunther's going to win, I think. I was like, man, imagine if he would have retired AJ and won the Rumble. Holy shit, that would have been crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was in the final
nuclear heat. Nuclear heat.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned the tribal chief. You mentioned the tribal chief. Roman Reigns wins the Royal Rumble for his second time. The last time that he won it was in Philadelphia, our great city, in 2015. Brandon, I don't know if you were there, but I was there. The crowd booed the unholy shit out of him. I was down
here actually watching it.
The crowd booed the hell out of him.
That's because it was Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, the crowd wanted Daniel Bryan. They were like, yep, we all wanted Daniel Bryan. And yeah, Roman Reigns, like, there was a pop when The Rock came out, but then when it was realized that he was helping Roman win, that's when everybody started booing. So it's just some context there. Immediate pop when he came out because it's The Rock, but then when it was revealed as he kept going that he's going to help Roman Reigns win, that's why everybody began to boo. And then, you know, as we saw with the classic meme and the classic GIF of Rock looking at the crowd while he's raising Roman Reigns' hand as they boo the hell out of Roman Reigns. But a lot of things changed. 10 years later, 11 years later, Roman Reigns wins the Rumble. Everyone loves it. And you know, let's talk about Roman Reigns. Let's sit back and talk about Roman Reigns for a bit. So 2 years ago, in one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time, in Philadelphia, WrestleMania 40, Roman Reigns ends his almost 4-year reign as champion. In the what's, you know, maybe it's too early to say iconic, but I would think it's going to be known as iconic. Finish the storyline. Yeah, I think it's pretty iconic. But like, you know, the culmination of the bloodline, of the true bloodline storyline and Roman's dominance and the finish the story movement. It was just, you know, the final boss and all of it was just the whole cluster of everything going on. It was just like a crazy time, and that happens. And Roman Reigns is, you know, he kind of doesn't really. He's still there, but you know, he's more part time and everything like that. He's away. He's kind of looming around, but you know, he's not winning. He doesn't win a title or anything like that. It's really the Cody show that's really going on. Roman pops up. We have our little jokes, like, you know, he keeps returning. You know, I'm about to begin to call my man the man of 1,000 returns. But he's got to do what he has to do. He's a big star and has a lot to do with his schedule. Totally get it. And I have no problem with it, but I know other people in the industry and people who we are comrades with who have immense problems with it. But, you know, now he's back, and now he's going to be in the main event of WrestleMania because he's the winner of the Royal Rumble. Now, there's something that Roman Reigns said that I want to kind of segue to, and then after that we'll get into you know, we'll get more into like Monday Night Raw and everything like that in Philly from a couple days ago. Roman Reigns said in an interview that was aired all throughout social media and ESPN and everything like that, if I'm not mistaken, that he says that, you know, he was away from the face of the company role and the stardom role as the guys, as kind of like being the guy. He kind of stepped back, and he was saying that nobody really took the ball and ran with it. So I want to ask and have a discussion here and just park here. Did he kind of have a point? Because whether anyone likes it or not, and I've said this to the group, and I'm going to say it to the viewers here, I'm warning people out there, there's going to be a segment of people who saw and got into WWE between 2020 and 2024, not because of John Cena, because he wasn't there that much, not because of Randy Orton, not because of CM Punk, not because of Seth Rollins, not because of Brock Lesnar, but because of Roman Reigns and the Bloodline storyline. The Roman Reigns Bloodline storyline, however we want to gymnastic our way out of it mentally, it brought in hordes of new fans to WWE, and it helped bring the WWE back into a modernized prominence for this decade. It did. He was the face of what was going on during that time, and he is able to say that, and I kind of think that's what he was hinting at. He carried, especially during the COVID shutdown, he really carried the Thunderdome era, and his heel turn, along with teaming up with Heyman, really jettisoned a lot of stuff with the company, and now he has the numbers to back it up. Brandau, you were even saying, we got into a little debate, you're saying that Roman Reigns is going to start to, creep up with somebody's going to have to get kicked out of the Mount Rushmore for drawing pretty soon. You said it might be The Rock.
Possible.
Because I'm just saying, like, Roman Reigns is really, so what are we talking about here? Like, does Roman Reigns have a point? He can back it up with the numbers. He can back it up with the main events. Whether or not, we can talk about how he was force fed, and we can talk about all that stuff. But the bottom line is, he's going to have people that are saying he's the GOAT. He's going to have a segment of people probably right now and pretty soon that are saying that he's going to be the greatest WWE superstar of all time after the dust has settled, especially because of that run that he had. So, is he right in saying that, like, no one else has been able to pick up the, pick up the ball that he carried?
Well, with Roman Reigns, basically, that says a lot about him and how he's rebounded, because when he was a babyface and he was getting forced down our throats time and time again, people couldn't stand him. Like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
He was awful on the
mic. Happened.
I think it was because he was uncomfortable, because they weren't letting him be himself.
Right.
I'll never forget the succotash line. Like, no, oh my God, please. Like, did you really just quote a Looney Tunes character? Is that or something? I don't even know what it's from, but
he probably cringes at that himself. Yeah.
But he was so force-fed as a babyface, and then when he came back from being gone for almost 2 years from leukemia treatment, roughly, was it 2 years? He was in and out. He wasn't gone for a year, but he was like in it. He was in and out. He came back. But then after COVID broke out in early 2020, he dipped out again because, the uncertainty of it and his, battle with leukemia and everything like that. I'm sure, right.
And then he came back. Let me see, March. He was gone. He was gone for almost he was gone for a bit, man. He was gone for almost 6 months. And then he returned.
Right.
Yeah, he returned at SummerSlam.
Here's the thing. Everyone thought he'd come back. Oh my God, he's gonna be such a sympathetic baby face now. Yeah, he came back from leukemia, blah blah blah. And what does he do? He basically just pisses on everybody and says, "Nope, I'm being me. I don't care. I'm gonna be this badass. I'm gonna attack my own family members. Screw them." And then he decided with Paul Heyman, and Heyman was a huge integral part of getting him over as a heel.
Yep.
And then he just took the ball and ran with it. And then I think as time went on, people were hating him, but then you know how it goes. It's always happened with all these heels. They start off like as heels, and people, you're so good at being a heel, you become a babyface. It happens.
Right. All of a sudden, all those ones go in the air. Yep.
I mean, Shawn Michaels is another one. Like, Shawn Michaels was a heel, and then he became a babyface because he was so good at being a heel.
Yep.
It's Jericho. I can keep going on and on, but
always happens.
Then he became this huge face because he was cool. He's cool now. Everyone put your ones up in the air, and then you had the Uso family and him building the family, and it just, to me, it says a lot about someone being able to bounce back from that such vitriol and hate when he was a baby face, to becoming one of the most popular must-see superstars. So yeah, I mean, you can't take anything away from him. And yes, he has definitely earned his spot in the conversation of
biggest
putting him
draws
up there with the likes of The Rock and Austin, Cena, and those guys. 100%.
You think? Oh man! Whoa,
But
whoa, 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 whoa! You think
he
that's
has.
already there? Okay, all right. That's we
I
had
said,
help.
I said the conversation.
The conversation.
The
I agree. I
conversation.
think
I don't
that
say he's there,
it's
but
worth having him in the
in a
conversation.
couple more
I hear
years.
you.
You know
Yeah,
what's going to tell you about luck? This next run.
Yes,
I mean,
I agree.
if he goes to Mania, beats Cody or Punk, and he goes on this massive run again for like 3 more years, and everyone's.
You're right. That is what will tell us a lot. Because we can both agree. We talked about it. If we were to kind of think about some of the best wrestling storylines over the past years we've been watching, which is combined a long time. I think it's easily, from what I've seen in terms of big wrestling storylines, it might be top 3 for me. It might be top 5 easily, but maybe it might be borderline top 3. The only two that I can say 2 or 3 that I think were, I don't know, but better, but they were pretty game changing storylines. Definitely 2. Sting versus NWO, which is I always like to bring up before the bell rung at Starrcade '97, and Austin versus McMahon. And I like Kane versus Taker personally. The first time they did it. Other than that, I think Bloodline is comfortably after that, and I would say it's probably top 3 for me. It's up there. It's a game changing. It's probably the best storyline of the past. These storylines I mentioned are over almost 30 years old now. So that goes to tell you like the impact of the Bloodline storyline. That's how good it was. Yeah. So
and also there's still like pieces of it still going through now. You have the MFTs, and now you have the you have Jacob Fatu and him and his, he's part of the Bloodline. They could always go back to and revisit that, and
you
could have a great feud between all them guys. Like when Jacob finally gets to the point where him and Roman Reigns clash,
that's going to be big. That's going to be big money. That's going to be big money.
Take my money. So yeah, they built a dynasty out of it. They made, like, everyone was familiar with the Samoan dynasty and Bloodline before, and Roman Reigns just blew it up way more with everything.
Yeah. So, I forgot. Sorry, I forgot about another storyline. I forgot. Daniel Bryan versus the Authorities up there too. Outside of those, it's up there. The blood. I don't think there's any argument against the Bloodline storyline. It's game changing, and even the Daniel Bryan storyline that I'm talking about was over a decade ago now. Like, the storyline was so good that I saw people, like, I've worn like Bloodline shirts out, and I've heard people just like on the street honk at me before. That wasn't happening. That was not happening like for a while. Like I don't remember that happening since like the Attitude Era. I'm gonna be honest with you. With you, Brandau. I don't remember that happening. Or like I'll walk in the gym. I'll walk around the street and someone put the 1 up in the air when I like wore my Bloodline shirt or something like that. It's just crazy, man. It really, I think you're right. I think we're gonna see in the next couple years. You've kind of been hinting at it. Some shifts are gonna maybe have to be made with who we have cemented as our biggest stars. So we'll see what happes with that. We're not saying anything right now, Brant. We're saying, I know how this gets. We're not saying it right now. We're saying what Brandau is saying is, like, let's see in a couple years. So before 2030, by the time it's 2030, let's see where we're at, because we'll see what's going to be going on with Roman, because he's being set up clearly for another big run. So Brandau, before we continue on, I just wanted to to ask the question from that whole diatribe there. You think Roman was being kind of in character there, or do you think he really was kind of calling out other people? Because I think Cody's been killing it, man. I think Cody's been killing it. But I'm like, some people, you could take it as, maybe some people could take it as a indictment on Cody Rhodes with him saying that. So I don't know. What do you think?
I think it was a mixture of 2 things. I think it was 2 things. I think It was 50-50. Yes, it was in character, and he was trying to like say that basically, probably sending a warning shot out to the roster. He's coming back, and he's
Mm-hmm.
coming to take what is his. But I also
Yeah.
think as a person in the business, being like, dude, they need me. Like they haven't really been able to make new stars really without me, and I don't
Right.
think Cody is included in that. But like the LA Knights and the Braun Breakers even, but these guys are like Braun Breaker. It's just getting it's an infancy of his career. Where LA
Right.
Knight's been around for a while, his career isn't going anywhere. Seth Rollins, even like, yeah, as over as Seth Rollins was when he was kind of gone. I don't know if people were like, "Oh my God, he's amazing." I feel like now Seth Rollins is starting to turn the corner a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. It's just not the same level of popularity when it comes to Seth versus Roman. I mean, that's the
Right.
only two I could
Right.
compare to each other, honestly, at that time.
Yeah.
You're not going to compare
Yeah.
Punk. That Punk's been around forever, and Punk is Punk, and you're not making new stars with him. I didn't even say
Right.
with Seth Rollins, you're not making new stars. He's just been there. Cody's been there. I think this is more
Mm-hmm.
of a shot to younger guys, the LA Knights and the whoever other young guys there are, the the
Wait,
Kaisers.
hold on. But just a part, just for a quick stop for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Brandau's talking about the Brandau. You mean like because people are gonna be like, well, LA Knight's like 40. He's in his 40s. He's not young. Stuff like that. LA in terms of like him blowing up, LA Knight. Yes, he's been around for a bit, but him as like LA Knight has only been his LA Knight
As a
blow
new
up has
star.
really been it's recent. It's been a couple years, so that's what
Yes,
that's what
100%.
Brandau's getting at.
Yeah,
Just wanted to add
yeah.
that for
But
the
like
trolls
the
out there.
like LA Knight is trying to like become this like the guy there, and he's got his
Yeah.
opportunity. Roman's out in the way. This is your time to
Right.
take the ball and run with it. And you know what? You fumbled it. Sorry. That's
Yeah.
just basically what he's basically saying. And the other
Right.
guys too that are complaining, the Bronson Reeds and the Jake Pauls. I mean, they're taking steps. The Dominic Mysterios, like Dominic's kind of young in his career too, and Dominic's gonna be a huge star. People love Dominic. It's just that's why I think some of it was character driven, and some of it was truth telling in terms of like calling out some of the people in the locker room without saying their names. So
Yeah. So yeah, man, we'll see. And that brings us to let's close the book on the Rumble. We thought Brando out of 10, what would you give the Royal Rumble?
I hate giving star ratings and number ratings, but
All right, if
I
you
would
think all right,
say
hold on, stop. Hold on. I'll switch it up. On our poll, what I would do is I would we put up like, did you think it was great? Did you think it was good? Did you think it was meh? Did you think it was trash? So did you think it was like good? Did you think it was meh? You think it was garbage?
it was
You
good.
know, it was good.
No,
Okay,
no,
there we
I thought
go.
it was good. Um,
Yeah.
the matches were fine. Like the Gunther AJ was a great story, and honestly, it was an excellent match. The women's Royal Rumble was okay. It was the ending was the best part of that match. The
Mm-hmm.
men's Rumble was fun, and that was the best match of the night in my opinion in terms of like intrigue and everything. And the Sammy McIntyre match was just to me just a good match, and that's all it needed to be. Um, so yeah,
Okay.
I would say it was a good Rumble overall.
I thought it was pretty. I
What
thought it
would
was
you
a pretty
say?
solid Rumble. I thought it was a pretty solid Rumble. I say it was good to very good. I thoroughly enjoyed what I saw there. I thought there was some questionable moments. You know what? I'm not gonna say very good. I think it was good. It was a good Rumble. I can nitpick some stuff, but overall, I think overall it was a solid show. And yeah. And I liked. I'm fine with Roman Reigns winning. I like that Liv Morgan won. And now we are on the road to WrestleMania.